Hey. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. It's your Auntie August. Welcome to the what? Just Being August show. It is what? The fourth Thursday of the month. You know, I air only on the second and fourth Thursday of the month, and we're in the fourth Thursday, which so happen to be Christmas Day. So, yes. Oh, the music stopped. So sorry. Let me stop. Let me stop playing. Y'all know we here on Power Influence Radio. You can if you are listening to me live, you're listening to me on powerinfluenceradio.com, or if you're seeing me on Facebook, Power Influence Radio. If you're seeing me on the YouTube channel, Power Influence Radio. Hey y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Daily Faith Network is also one of our partners, so we're going to give a shout out to them. But again, I'm your host, Just Being August, your auntie here. And today I am so geeked out because I'm geeked out on every show. But this one here, I'm so geeked out because the person I have been following personally for a few years. And I officially get to meet her, and I am like a super fan. So ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the pretty, beautiful, gorgeous Fox-ish, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, all. How y'all doing?
Isn't she lovely? Hey, isn't she wonderful? Just take it in. Take it in.
Isn't she precious?
Okay, come on. Come with it. Come with it.
Hey, that's one of my artists. I love him.
If you did not know, she is an R&B neo-soul artist here locally in the Orlando area. And she has been traveling, she has been working, she has been moving and grooving and so forth. But if you don't know, if it's your first time watching Just Being August show, we know I do not talk about my guests. I allow my guests to talk about themselves. So I'm going to open up the floor. Please, Miss Fox-ish, let the people know who you are and whom you are.
Yes. Well, hello, world. How y'all doing? I am the one and only Fox-ish. I am a singer-songwriter to neo-soul, R&B, jazz, blues, and spiritual. I am also a CNA, and I'm a certified collector that does DNA. So I establish paternity. So that's where I am. So if you ever need me, slip up, one of those parties, celebrity parties, call me. It's confidential. I got you.
Well, all right. I'm a woman of many, many talents. You're an artist. You are also a singer. Well, artist and singer kind of the same thing, right? You're a songwriter. You are a CNA, certified official CNA, and you do collecting people's DNA.
Yes.
Do you like doing that?
To be honest, I love doing that only because I love, like, sometimes the results of them wanting to get closure. Mm-hmm. And I am the one that helped them reach that closure.
Wow.
So it could be very rewarding knowing that I helped someone that was in probably, desperation to seek out that information that they needed to know just to fill their void. So
filling the void. Do you think that their voids actually get filled after they get those test results?
Yes, because it is without a doubt the truth.
You are 99.9% the father. Why don't us mothers get that? Why
no,
can't
they do?
They do?
I do that as well.
No, really, women actually combat against like that being their child.
It all depends on if the mother is deceased or the father deceased. You will have to get the DNA from one of the relatives or closest relatives. So.
Wow.
There's ways you can find your family.
Well, I don't think at this time that my kids would look for DNA, but hey, I love mine. Yeah. I've always said that I wanted to take them back or, put them up for adoption, but in their adult years in life, I don't think the police department or the fire department will take them.
But trust me, they'll find a way.
Really?
No, they'll find a way.
Wow. I love that, though. I love that for you. So let me ask you this, we here at the Just Being August show, we know I am down to earth. I'm like your auntie. We sit down, we relaxing, we chilling. So we're going to have just basic girl talk. Everything is, ladies, let me put my disclosures out, in my factual opinion. Mm-hmm. And we know how facts go, but it's all my opinion based.
Okay.
So with that being said, for you being, I know you're an artist, but I want to get behind the artistry. What is it that keeps you going as a woman? What keeps you going as a female, dealing in the fact of that you're an artist, but you also have to work a 9 to 5. You on that 9 to 5, working 9 to 5. How do you keep that balance, and how do you keep you, Fox-ish? Yo, I'm not gonna tell people your real name, but how do you keep you in the fold?
I keep me in the fold because I create a plan. And the plan makes you have purpose.
Okay.
And just my opinion, if you don't have a plan or purpose, where are you going? So I'm always going to be strategic on what I do. So yes, I have a lot of hats that I do wear, and I just know how to fit them in the pockets that they need to go in. So yes, I am a singer-songwriter. Yes, I am a CNA. I do DNA. But I am a lucky wife.
Speak on it.
I'm also a prosperous mother. So those are definitely roles that I do play. I'm also a daughter. I'm a sister.
Okay.
I'm an aunt. So I live all of my roles that I play in my life, and they don't make me feel as if I want to clock out. It's no clocking out. So I'm determined. So if we want to have a legacy for our children, or just a legacy in our family, that makes me, or that inspires me to keep moving forward, because it's like I can't say no, I can't do it today. Children don't understand that. Your children don't understand, like, mommy's having a bad day, she can't do it.
Okay.
I still got to go, and I still got to put a smile on my face, only because my children can feel what I feel. And what I want them to feel is that times do get hard, and it's okay for you to be in a sunken place. Just don't stay there. We all need that time that we need to be silent, we need to be mindful, and we need to hear the word of God. Sorry, I'm not trying to get too Christian.
Oh, no, please do. We on that platform. Okay. We on that platform.
So sometimes he puts you in situations to where you have to stay still. Okay. So when people ask me, hey, eventually you're going to have to stop doing your CNA and DNA, God didn't tell me right now. He say not yet, because he's preparing a table for me.
All right, you better speak.
In the presence of all these beautiful souls, because I don't believe that I have any enemy out there. I project too much positivity. I project too much love. And I know that I'm pure, and I know that I'm rare. So he's going to prepare that table before me. Beautiful souls, no enemies.
I love that. I love that. And I love to hear another woman say that, because as being a woman, and I know we can go down several different roles with that word, but as being a born woman, female, I feel that with all the hats that we have to wear, and I'm just speaking for myself, it can be very difficult. It can be complicated. It can be convoluted. It can be stressful, depressing, because we wear so many hats. And I had a conversation with my brother. He was on a few weeks back, and we was talking about adult age boys and adult age girls. So you have your men, and then you have your adult age boys. You have your women, and you have your adult age girls. And there is a distinguishment between the two. So I'm not an adult age girl. I'm a woman. And because I'm that woman, I am responsible. I hold myself accountable. I do wear all those hats, but I live in it. And with what you're saying is how you make a plan and you stick with it. I will say for me, sometimes it has been hard in my lifetime to do so. And you say you're a mother and you're a wife and you're a daughter. How do you maintain the femininity in that? Because let me say for myself, there's been bad relationships, honey. I'm talking about a sister girl laying on the bed, crying, snot, ain't no hair on. Lipsticks, ain't brushed the teeth. I'm going to keep it a buck today. This is a holiday show, but we're going to keep it a buck. Didn't brush no teeth, didn't take no shower, like living in that funk, not the smell, but the funk of that emotion. My femininity left. You know what I mean? I got it back now. But when you're in it, how do you, because you were poised, you have it together. You have a plan. I didn't have a plan. So how do you put that across to other women who may be going through a lot of that? How do you help them or give them just a little nuggets of how they can keep that?
Okay, because I speak on this all the time.
Yes.
Okay. go back to a place in your life that it was a bad situation. What was a situation that you felt you could not come out of?
Okay.
Just think about that situation. We're here today. You're not there anymore.
Well, all right.
Time heals everything. And I feel like every lesson is a message there. But sometimes you got to be quiet to order hear it. Because when you get advice from other people, not saying they're necessarily steering you wrong, that's not the advice that you needed. So sometimes it's okay to be still. But I will, like I said, I will tell them, just think about that place you thought, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this position? You ain't in that position no more, are you? And you still living.
And I am. And that is some facts. That's not in mine. That is some facts. Because in that moment, I have to say that it took some family. It took some family to get me out of that. You know, 3 people on my hand. I can say I'm honored and blessed to have them. You know, my mother, my cousin, my friend. Yeah, they, you know, even my son. It took me to look at my son one day and to see, oh yeah, this is he's seeing me as his mother, his, you know, his birthing capsule.
Yes.
Going through this, I gotta fix it. But you know what I've also learned, because I know someone who is going through it too. When you're in it, it's hard to see past it. When you're in it, as much as faith may be in, let me change that. As much as you may think that you have faith and you believe in God and you have that Christianity, sometimes when you're in that, I think that's when maybe, you know, when we want to say the enemy, the devil, or whatever you want to word you want to put to him, it kind of starts blocking you and taking you from that. And I remember telling my friend, do this one day, every day, each and every day, find one positive thing to say about yourself. Just one. If you got to get up and say, girl, you cute. Girl, you look good. Just one thing. I told her, just do that every day. And I said that because that's something that I have to tell myself. And as women, because we you know, we always talk about men and we always talk about black men, you know, how much strength they have and how much, you know, they don't get the help. People forget, as a woman and then as a black woman, we are weighted down. You know, especially when you're single and then being a married woman, you have a lot to deal with. So the fact that you can create a plan to maintain your sensibleness, your I make up my own words. You keep yourself at that situation where you can keep going. I applaud you. I give you your flowers, because I know me, it was hard.
Not saying that it was always, you know, easy for me. I went through a phase of low self-esteem, or not feeling pretty enough, or feeling like I need to look like the next person or sound like the next person. Right. I'm glad I have healed from that. It's more or less of take me as I am, and that's why I have the song, Take It or Leave It. I choose me. And I do. Because it is, we could say, like, we're giving advice to say, you know what, tell yourself one positive thing in the morning. But what we forgot to do before that was say, you have to believe in what you're speaking, because your tongue is powerful. Right. So I can say, oh, you're pretty today. I didn't feel it because I didn't feel pretty.
Gotcha.
So I can say it, but it's not manifesting in me if I really don't feel that way. And most times when I go to church, and I haven't had one pastor tell me yet, and I'm so sorry to pastors, but not one pastor told me how I can pray better, how I can grow my relationship better with God. You always hear you have to come to the sanctuary in order to get the word from God. Teach us when you are not available.
Right.
How we can build that relationship with God. That is our church. That is our sanctuary. It's right there in our hearts. So teach me how I can be better with God.
Exactly. And one thing that, you know, you open the door so I get to go down. I get to go through it. One thing about church, I think people forget, is that church is not that building. Church, like you say, it does start within. But the words say when 1 or 2 are gathered, 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have in church because we're here.
Yes. The
Holy Spirit is in the room and we're able to, you know, manifest off that and go. So sometimes, and I'm a church girl, I grew up in the church, and I know church is politics.
Yes.
Church is a lot of things, because even though they say, oh, we're going to go to church on Sunday. Okay, so what did you do before you went to church? I used to have to be on a praise scene. I remember my pastor to say, Hey, Pastor Walker, how you doing? I'm still good. No, Pastor Walker used to say, you need to prepare yourself before you come to the church. You have to prepare yourself before you get to that building, because what you bring outside, you're bringing it into the people. And if you're on the front part, in the praise team, if you're the pastor, you open the door, you're the greeter, you have to have your spirit there. Where you're meeting them, if you come into church, and listen, you ain't been there in 10 years, and you come into the church house, because this is what I've gotten these looks. Oh, there goes Sister August. She ain't been here in about 3 months. Don't greet me like that.
Don't greet me. Yeah. That's going to push me away.
Say it again. It's going to
push me away.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're putting judgment.
Right. And I'm supposed to be in the church house to do what?
Praise.
And be
and worship.
And
gather.
Thank you.
Around loved ones.
Right.
So I don't need you to point the finger at absolutely nobody, because that thumb is pointing right back at you. Facts. Okay.
Now, this isn't every church. Now, we know
No,
this.
It's not every church. No, it's not.
We know it's not every church. And my pastors always say, what I teach, I'm a teacher. He used to teach us. So what I give you, you go back home and you research it. And let's just say that for any and everybody, whatever, I don't care if it's church, I don't care if it's school, even if you are in college, what they give you is just a SOP, a summary plan, whatever they used to call it at work, a summary operating procedure. You take that and you use that, and you go and you use it as a tool. The Bible is our tool. We research what's in there with other things to make sure we're hearing and perceiving. But what is the first thing that we should do before we even start reading our word? Pray. That's how my mother used to teach us. You pray first, then you get the Bible and you read it. But yeah, that church hurt is something big.
No, church hurt is, but I think it's more deeper than just church hurt. It still starts with us as our own individuality. So I can't give the church too much credit.
So if I'm not right and I go to church.
If you're not right and you say you go to church, did you have to go to church to get right?
That's a good question. Do I have to go to church to get right?
No, you do not. I feel like it is an addition to your healing process to know that you have a community or your peers or a communion that you can go to. Yes, I can respect that. But if you don't heal within you and God, it's like you are, how can I say, you are depending on someone else to bring you out of something that you're able to fix on your own.
Wow.
If you just trust God. There's no man on this earth that's going to be able to bring you a miracle, a magic potion to heal you. You're going to have to get that within, and it's going to take work. It's going to take process. If it just comes to you, you're not going to understand what blessing just unfolded.
Right.
So God is not going to give it to you because you weren't ready anyway.
So when it comes down to healing, I do think that some of us, or healing is hard sometimes.
It is.
And I think that it is a process. I feel that when we do healing is complicated. It's like a puzzle.
It is.
You have to put the puzzle together. Today I might have this corner of the puzzle done, so this part of me may be healed. 2 months from now, I may have this part of the puzzle, or some healed from that. But as a whole, sometimes it takes us a long time to be able to heal, like it does with a puzzle. Take you a long time. Sometimes take you a long time to put a puzzle together. But the tools behind the healing, how do we start that healing process? Or better yet, how do you determine, or how can we determine how to heal and when to heal, or when we are healed?
I would say that I know a lot of times us as a community, us as the people, we feel like counseling is not important. Counseling is important. Therapy is important because they're coming at you with a professional feedback, not from your homegirl, grandma, auntie. This is different because they're not there to be your friend. They're not there to pacify you. They're not there to put a blanket over you. They're giving it to you real, but they're using a professional way to say it. And it's just like a stranger could tell you the same advice that your sister did. You notice that you didn't take your sister's advice, but it made sense to you that a stranger said it?
Yeah.
And I do believe that God uses people. He uses souls to get to you. He does. I feel like he uses books. He uses commercials. He uses movies. He uses songs if he needs to get a message to you. Like when you ask God for something, or you say, God, why am I going through this? Or, whatever the case is, he's going to answer you. It may not be within that next 30 minutes or next hour or the next day. But when you do get the message, if it's a week later, I guarantee he's going to bring back that same question you asked. Now you get a result of, the answer.
Right.
You get the feedback from it.
I'm glad you say that because, when you're an artist and you're a songwriter, you're a singer, how do you put that in your artistry to the world?
For me, I just write what I'm feeling at the moment. I'm a writer that if I hear the track, I close my eyes. I won't necessarily say it's meditation. I just let the music let me feel whatever it is trying to tell me. So if it's telling me to write about something spiritual, if it's telling me to write about a relationship, or if I'm writing about life, that is where I'm at when it comes to me writing my music. And I try to be more relatable in a sense too, that it's situations that I've endured or someone else has endured, and I listen to them and I can write to it.
I like that. Are you intentional with your writing? Like, do you say, I'm writing this because I feel it, and I want it to be able to come across this way. I want someone to heal from a broken heart. I want someone to heal from a broken situation when it comes down to a song that you are writing.
You may not believe me.
I believe it.
But when I tell you, sometimes I'm writing and I don't get the gist of the song until I'm finished.
Really?
And it makes sense to me from the beginning to the end. It's like, not saying it doesn't make sense to me when I'm writing, but it's like when I'm in my mode of writing, I'm writing. And then I'm shocked of how the song panned out to be, because I'm like, oh my gosh, it told a story. And I'm glad that it went off of my introduction and it just flows.
Wow.
I haven't had writer's block, because it's like when I start writing a song, I finish it, because I don't want to be in that position of writer's block. So I just finished the song, and that's why I said, I am most proud of my song Blessings, because I wrote it in 7 minutes. I was in my sanctuary, my own space, and the lyrics were just coming to me. And I'm just writing them in my phone, just as they're coming.
Okay.
And then after, I went back to the top and just started singing it. And I floored myself to where it made me very emotional. And I was on my way to Atlanta to go and see a potential manager. And I knew I was writing the song Pretty in Pink and Blessings at the same time. And my grandmother had told me, she said, when you go there, do not sing that whole song. I'm afraid they're going to steal it. And
Really?
I say, no, Grandma, I don't feel that way. I said, I'm going to just go and I'm going to just sing partial. But when I went, I ended up singing the whole entire song. And the potential manager at the time, she was like, oh my gosh. She said, the way you write, she said, it seems like it's made, particularly for this, track. And I was like, I don't think like that. I just write.
I like that you write with intentions, or unintentionally, let me say that. And you let it take its root. You let it grow. You let it manifest. You let it do what it do. And that's good. I've heard let me say this. I listened to your album. You got some good tracks. You got some good artists on there.
Thank you.
And this conversation was not meant to shed light on your collabs or whatever, but you have grown as a person musically. And I have to say, again, I got to give you your flowers.
Thank you.
Because it is, I do know, if people don't know, you haven't been an artist that long. So with and I know a lot of artists that are coming out, and they have been. And where you have grown within the last few years has surpassed a lot of people that's been in the game for decades. How do you feel about that?
To be honest, I'm very happy and humble. I can honestly say I'm grateful because of the people that God allowed to come into my passing and be a part of my life. And, like the unexpected souls that come into your life, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm grateful. And one of them, his name is Legacy, Cedric Bellamy. He is in Texas, and he became my mentor. And he showed me and taught me so much. So every time I talk to him, I have a notepad. Every time he talks to me, it's a notepad and a pen, because what he's saying it makes a lot of sense in the industry and verbatim. Everything that he tells me, it flows just like that. So me having him by my side is, I'm just say I'm grateful. He is definitely a GOAT. He is a great one.
How does this play, well, you being the artist you are, the woman you are, how does that translate over with family, with your home front? Are they right there in the back on stage, or are they holding your hand? Like, I have to, sometimes when you on the forefront, it's kind of, it's nervous, you get shaky. Where's your groundation? I know it's a new word, groundation. Y'all can Google it. It ain't in Google.
How I stay grounded. I got it, but I understood what she was saying.
Yes.
In a sense, I do have a supportive family. I have a supportive husband to where he's singing my songs with me.
Look, you smiling from ear to ear about that man, honey.
In the house. Because, majority of my love songs, they do start with him. Mm-hmm. He is my first love besides God, of course. And so I spin off my love songs, thinking of him. And it makes him smile knowing that they're about him. Aww. And my family, they're very supportive. I come from a music-oriented family. Okay. So we love music. We embody music. And for me, stepping outside of our music group that we were in, this is where I am now. So they're very supportive.
I love that. Look, I'm finna be nosy. Let's talk about this husband, because, baby, you smile from ear to ear. I need to stop saying the word latter years in life, because people will say, latter years is past the age of 70, 80. But in my latter years in life, still being out here on the forefront of trying to find my bad, let me retract that. I ain't trying to find nothing. We're going to allow God to bring who he brings. But when you are in a relationship and with the many hats that you wear, how do you keep that relationship still together as a woman? And I'm saying it because I know a lot of men was like, "Oh, you're not woman enough for me," or it's like laying next to a dude in bed because you're doing so much. How do you maintain your womanness in that relationship?
I feel like just in marriage alone, but I'm gonna just speak about me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna speak about me. It's good for us because it's communication, and we talk to each other. So our pillow talk is not about other people. It's about how we better us. Because even in a marriage, you fall out of love with your mate and fall back in love with your mate. Nothing is peaches and cream and how everybody makes it seem to be. But I will say it has its pros and cons. But I love that my pros outweigh the cons. And I'm grateful that he is very supportive on everything that I am doing. And he talks to me about my plan. And that's what makes things good in my household. So that's why I can balance that. I know when to be a wife. I know when to be a mother. I know when to be Fox. So today, I am Fox. And then when I get back in the house, I'm back Miss Anderson.
Period. Period. That's it. The door closed and Miss Anderson come out. I know that's right. But I commend you on that, because it's, again, we're going to go back to that womanhood. It's really difficult, I feel, for us to distinguish those hats at times. I know for me, sometimes it's difficult to distinguish, okay, I'm mom, and then August, and then I'm auntie. Sometimes that they all play the same tune. They go in that same line. So the mere fact that you've established how to distinguish them, I commend you. So teach me your trick. Teach me your trick.
I don't know. It's almost like a hat on, hat off type of thing. I wear this hat. All right, let's take it off. But it is sometimes, I can honestly say, when I do walk in the house, I am Fox, especially when I'm being creative and writing. Okay. So they do allow me, like my daughter and my husband, they do allow me to have that time for myself, because I love solitude. I love my quiet time. That's just me. No, I don't have to go party and be around a whole bunch of people to feel like I'm having a funky good time. I could be alone. I like being with myself. I'm a vibe. Okay.
Right. Wait a minute. That's clock it.
I'm a whole vibe.
Did I do it right?
I love being around. I love being around me. I am that.
You that ish.
I'm that ish.
I know that's right.
Ish. Look. So for me, it is very easy. Like, say for instance, a lot of people say, "Oh, I cut up. You won't cut up in a courthouse, you won't, because you know you're going to jail. So you know how to have some sense of saying,
Right.
oh, I ain't got no sense, so I pop off. Nobody don't scare me. Go have that same mentality and go stand in front of a police officer and say that.
Exactly.
You're going to jail. So you know how to act. Your voice comes down. You know how to talk soft and light and professional. So you can do the same thing. So
I'm so done. Talk soft and light.
talk soft and light, professional.
Professional, yes, sir. Yes,
sir.
officer. No, I wasn't speeding. Oh, was I? No, I'm so-
I wasn't speeding.
That the eyes again.
I just had to get to work.
Right. You know, this is my last time being late for work, so I really had to go.
Yes.
I love that. Like, that's my new word today. I love that. I need to clock that. But yes, clock it. I like, man, what this place is the bomb. I just love this place. I just love this conversation. But I want to go back to femininity. And I go back to femininity because I feel like sometimes, I know I keep saying I. Well, it's just being August, so I get to say I. Sometimes as women, we lose track of femininity. Or we, especially in this day and age, with women being CEOs and business owners and head of households, single mothers, we lose track of femininity because sometimes I feel like we forget what femininity is. Femininity, being feminine, is not going to get your nails done, going to get, a new piece or get yours done, put some lash on. That's not the femininity. Femininity is the sweet, the nice, the poise, just that cavalier person who's at some parts you are your helpmate to your husband, you are that mother to your child. When you're in public, you know how to, be seen without actually being speaking. Some women, I feel like we have lost the feminine part because we feel like we need to, I'm about this, like you say, I'm about that, I'm the boss, I'm that, that chick. That's not the feminine, in my opinion. What you think?
I can't speak for everybody, but I'm just saying for what I have seen, I can see some women working all the time.
Yes.
To make sure bills and stuff are paid. And they may not have that extra money to go get their hair done. They may not have that extra money to go and get an outfit, because we know sometimes us as women, when we do go get our nails done and our hair done and our lashes and our tint and our makeup or whatever the case is, it makes us feel good about us because we work hard to get here.
Okay.
So that does make us feel good. But some women, they're in a position to where they're workaholics.
Right.
They don't have the time. They have time to make sure that their house is together.
Okay.
Their foundation is together, meaning, I'm just saying, just going off of my age or, women I'm, close to that they will elaborate, which I do know, they're just making sure mortgage and rent is paid. Lights are on. It's
Right.
hot water. It's food on the table. I have a vehicle I could get in and crank up. I have insurance. I could put gas in my car. I have a little cushion in my savings just in case I might need to pick some milk up before I go home. That makes us feel like a woman because we're being able.
Right.
It's not required of us anymore. But is it a good feeling for you still being able to do that? Sometimes we have to take ourselves away from feeling like we have to do the dues all the time.
Right.
And you have to take time for yourself. But I also feel like it's your mindset, because I've seen a lot of women get it, like as far as in working and they're hustlers, but they still have a soft side to them. And if I am a woman that say I implement that, I do.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I have to implement that because I also have daughters that I'm in representation of. I also have my husband that I'm a representation of. So just to say, for instance, if I have men looking at me or I'm attractive to another eye,
Okay.
right? I have to make sure that I'm attractive in my husband's eye too.
Exactly.
So it's not just have them watching. I have to keep my husband watching and me interested just as well as he keeps me watching.
I know that's right. But, and I like this conversation because, and I'm going to speak for myself, there has been times where, I know I'm cute. My mama, I have a saying, my mama didn't have no ugly kids at all, literally. Even they might not look the best, no play. But, my mama didn't have no ugly kids, and I know I didn't have any. But I know sometimes that we have to, like you say, it's a personal feeling. And there's been times that I've learned from in my 47 years of life. I don't have an issue saying my age. At 47, and I know you said earlier, you said, remember a time where you was and a time, and today you're not. Where I'm at 47, I wasn't at 37. I wasn't at 27. But 37-year-old August was a whole lot different from 47-year-old August. 37-year-old August wasn't really taking accountability. She was doing her, But at 47, now I take more accountability, and I'm understanding how to live in the moment. And there was years that I didn't do that. And because I spent so many years of mother. I had to mother. Even when I didn't need to, I still was mothering. And it took me now to say, you know what? I got to start enjoying me as a woman. I need my feminine. And for me, femininity is not just me getting my nails done or getting my hair done or beating my face. I can still put on those sweats and a T-shirt and a pair of sneakers, because I wear some J's all day, and still be feminine. But I've learned that in order for you, and this as far as being single, and it works too, like I said, in marriage, in order for you to have that attraction that goes off to the opposite, whether you like, wherever your sexual orientation is, honey, because you got to be attracted to the other person. You have to observe that. You have to have that inside. And I had to learn how to portray that, not consciously. Sometimes we consciously think, no, I needed to come across unconsciously. When I'm not thinking, I need to look like that. Because when that man do come and we in the bed, when I'm asleep and he up looking at me, I want him to think, oh, my baby, no, she cute with the drool drooling off the left-hand side of her face. Oh, she cute with her wig slipping in the back. That's what I am learning to be, in my 47 years of life, because I wasn't that girl I wasn't that woman at 37. So, and as a mother who has a daughter and who have nieces, I want them to see that too, So I love this. I love how you are as a woman, because I'm not even gonna tell people your age, but in these age groups,
no shame, because a lot of people didn't live to see this age,
and that's it. And my mom used to have a saying, well, not a saying, it's actually facts. When you get past 40, have a lot of black in your closet, because after 40, you will have more funerals than you will have weddings, and that is so true. And when you get past 45, that black comes out more often than normal. And sometimes I've started to, now I'm being more conscious of life, how it's not promised to us.
It's not.
I'm more conscious of, I really need to watch how I say things and who I say things to, because I would hate to have it in, and now you're at that person's grave saying, oh man, I wish I would have told you I'm sorry. Tears down your eyes, eyelashes falling off because you didn't apologize. But we can do it now. If you say something bad to somebody, pick up the phone tomorrow. I mean, my cousin, it's my sister cousin. She's more my sister. We used to have this thing. We still do. Well, we not as like we used to. I don't care how mad you are at me. You still do not answer the phone when I call. I don't care how mad you are with me or how mad you got at me or how mad I made you. You still pick up the phone and communicate. And a lot of people, we don't do that. We don't do that.
Some people don't do it. I'm going to say some people.
Yes.
Because as you get older, you start to do a lot of self-reflection of all the things that you have done, what you could have changed, what you could change. All you can change is your today and your future on how you go about doing things, how you go about projecting things, what you go out and say and what you do. So I am glad that my family, as we gotten older, we respect boundaries. We respect boundaries because we're getting older and we're seeing a lot of people resting off.
Yes.
And it is no return. My saying used to be, and I told all my children this, when I go in my resting place, I don't want anyone getting up to do the reflections. I said, as soon as you hear, I should have, would have, or could have, I said, God's going to respect you, and they're going to know that you're saying get down, off. Because my mom was not just an email away, a social media DM away, a phone call away, or a text away. If you really wanted to talk to her, or if you really wanted to make things right with her, you would have done so, because you already know that's her wishes. Don't say anything to me while I'm resting. I can't respond back to you. I'm stiff.
That's a word.
And cold.
Right.
So why would you say it to me now that I can't respond back to you?
I think people don't say respond now. I think people don't say anything now because they don't want to hear the response.
I don't want my flowers then.
I agree. Wow. I agree.
I don't want you to show me recognition and all of the great things that I was doing in my life, but you never even said anything to me about it. So that's why I'm a person that, even for me to say on my social media, if you follow my page, it's okay to engage. Let a person know that they're seen and heard. Right. Don't wait until the end and say, dang, I should have liked their post. At least they would have been able to see that I liked it before they left, to know that I cared. You shouldn't feel like that if you have a heart to just be kind. Right. And I feel like that is so real. Be kind. You don't know what another person is going through. You don't know what you could say to them to set them off. Or you don't know what you could say to them to make them feel good. And not saying that that's your responsibility, but you feel that that's a duty, like that's a service, because you are a child of God.
The Most High.
So why would you not?
Right.
So
I like that, and that makes a lot of sense to me. And sometimes I think it's like this too. Even if you have something to say it, right? But when it's been told back to you, have that same when it's told back, because truth hurts. Sometimes things that people say may not be nice, but it's how you perceive it and how you receive it. So I'm going to receive it, and then I feel like we need to receive it and just wait. Go home, close the door, marinate on what was said, regurgitate it, and then come back and respond.
Yes.
But don't take too long to respond. And I'm saying that because I know in life I've had to think before I speak. Because if I speak right after what you've told me, I might come at her, the wrong way. And that's because I'm acting off of action. No, excuse me, I'm acting off of emotion. And I need to sit and marinate on my emotions and act off of reason. And I need to act off of, basically reality too. Because, let's be honest, there's times where we've said something we've heard something and you want to be like, man, da, da, da. But if you thought about it and responded later, it would have been totally different. But responding right then off of what was said, you just created chaos in certain situations. So with that, let me say this. I know you do a lot of interviews and things like that. How do you handle being in conversations publicly when things are said that you don't necessarily agree with, or you don't, no, I don't want to say don't want to answer. And just how do you, I know in our conversation, how do you change, look at God, how do you change the scene? How do you change the atmosphere?
For me, I would probably just redirect it back to the core, or redirect it to the introduction of how you presented the question to me if I feel uncomfortable. Or I would just simply say, oh, let's speak on this. Or,
right.
I would try to find a way to not necessarily not answer it, but just persuade you or finesse it to go to another question, or just finesse the question that you asked me. It all depends on what the question was that possibly made me feel uncomfortable, but 9 times out of 10, I could straight up and just answer the question.
Right, and I ask that because there's certain, I know I have to do a lot of networking, and sometimes we're in situations and somebody say, oh, that, I'm just like, sir, I had watched this movie over the week, and it was I forgot who was in it, not Tom Cruise, one of the other guys, and the reporter got up, and the reporter was saying, well, hey, you was married 3 times, and you got a divorce. Guy was like, yes. He said, and you had a crappy career and you did this in like 10, 50, like 20 years ago. He was like, yes. And you did. He was like, yes. Yes. And the guy was like, and he was done. And in my mind, I said, you know what? When people know whom they are, there's nothing that you can do to stop that. My response is, yes, it happened. Yes, I did. Yes, I did that too. But I'm now 20 some years older. It's a difference. That's what you said. That was the past. This is where I'm at now. So why is it that we can't meet people where they are?
And we can. We definitely can. Because that's my past.
Mm-hmm.
If I look back there, I can look forward. Correct? Okay.
Right.
So I won't dwell on that. So if it did come to a situation where they're asking, hey, did you do this? Or hey, did this happen? And hey, it did. Like I said, I'm just going to answer head on. Yes. And what is that doing for me or you?
Nothing.
Oh, is it going to pay a bill? Is it going to be a deposit?
No.
No. Is it going to get me a Grammy? Possibly. Okay, if it's not doing any of those things to shake my life, it's irrelevant to me. But
Well, so what is your legacy?
my legacy is love. Who is love?
That's a good question.
Who is love?
God is love in my book.
My point exactly.
Mm.
He is our beginning, he is our end, and he's our forever.
Amen.
So
That's your
my
legacy.
That's my legacy.
I like that. So legacy, then I guess I would say, what is we've talked about your foundation, we talk about your grounding. How do you want your music to live in legacy?
That it has the same symbolic entity that another artist could make me feel. I'm going to tell you, I was in an abusive relationship when I was like 19. And a group called H-Town.
Oh,
The lead singer, Dino.
yes.
They have a song called Shoot 'Em Up. And even though he was not in my presence, I feel he protected me.
How so?
Just with the words, and I could feel the emotion of the song, I felt as if I was his sister, he would protect me like that. He would make sure I didn't have to go through any pain or suffer. But in the song, she actually died. And the same thing of, I wish I would have called you. I wish you would have.
Right.
So I'm hearing him crying out to her of what he would have done because of the love he had for her. And I felt that so deep because I was experiencing what she was experiencing. And I just thought that was so heartfelt. So,
Man, I that story, I'm not going to cry. But in that story, I have to go back to Dino. I didn't get the same. I got other things when I saw Dino.
yeah, you did.
Yeah.
But they had their last album was called Imitation of Life. I don't
I
know if you
remember
remember
that
that
one.
movie,
Yeah.
Imitation of Life. And he actually wrote a song about his funeral. So one of the members, G.I., said he will never listen to that song
Really?
because he wrote a song on the day that I die. And see, they weren't interested in H-Town talking about real
No,
life
they wasn't.
It was all about sex and what could sell and stuff like that. But for me, I listen. Like, they don't have CDs like they used to back in the day.
Right.
I have CDs to where I'm listening to the interlude. I'm listening to the intro. I'm listening to the harmonies in the background. I'm listening because it's very important to me that I am capturing the whole story. And that's how I write. That's what taught me how to write. They're talking about real life situations on what's happening in this world
Right.
and what needs to shine light on it. So why can't I be an addition to that?
No, you can. You have a song with Yoshi. You have another song with Tiffany. And if y'all don't know who the people I'm calling out, then y'all should follow Fox-ish on all her social media so that you can know who these young ladies are. But oh yeah, clock it, hey, clock it. I'm loving this. But to hear and you know, I'm musical, and sometimes let me say this, I'm two type of people. Sometimes, well, 85%, I'm music, hearing the beat, hearing the treble, hearing the bass line, hearing the soft, hearing when the treble is too high or the treble is too low. For some reason, some music itself, not the lyrics, the music does something to my spirit.
Yes.
Whether it's secular or non-secular, it's the music. Even if it's rock and roll, it's something about the music, you know. But lyrically, sometimes we don't, as people, individuals, we don't hear, and I notice this in kids, they don't hear the lyrics. And I remember having a conversation, and I was told, well, you have to hear the lyrics because what goes through your ear gates, you have to be cognizant of. And I was like, no, it's the, you know, then there was something like, no, it's the beat. And I was like, yeah, you got to be cognizant of the beat too, because that beat can drive you a certain way. So now I'm listening to music two different ways. I'm hearing that part, then I'll play it again so I can listen and hear the words. And your words are very articulate. Your words are very transparent. I mean, you got some love songs, now don't get me wrong, but if you close your eyes and listen to the words that are being said, it's almost like your experience with H-Town. It can take you there. It can put you right in the song. Even if there's not a music video, I promise you can close your eyes and see the whole song play out in front of you. So that music ability, the legacy that you want to live in your music, I feel like it can live on. I know that it will live on. And I would have never thought that that's how music should go. But you hear, I guess that's why, like, when you listen to old school, dun, 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 you just, you know, you get that feeling, and it can carry on.
Yes, it can. So I'm in the, it's almost like when I'm listening to a song and it's telling a story, I'm visual.
Okay.
So, you know, like if they're saying, I know a lot of people may be upset with me when I say this, but I have to give credit when it's due. R. Kelly.
Oh, definitely.
Think about when R. Kelly would write, he would tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
And remember when he did Trapped in the Closet? And it was on, I was young, but I was on 94.5 when they kept playing each, you know, like episode.
What was
and
it,
we were
10 of them?
Yeah, and it was like we were intrigued to see it and hear it because he gave us a visual.
Right.
We were only listening to it and
Correct.
just imagining what is going on, but I guarantee we went into that imagination and closet. We're listening.
I'm looking in the closet like, who's coming out?
So we're anticipating. So when he came out with the visual, everybody really tuned in and he locked in. And I love that he told a story with his music, and he didn't have to necessarily just sing love songs, R&B. He stepped out on, you know, gospel, spiritual music, and maybe a little pop music. So
yeah, he did the one with what's her name? Oh, how can I forget her name? The big one, Wings Flying. What is it? God doggy, where's my brain today? Something about the wings. Whatever. We'll come back to that. But he did a lot of great music, and he wrote a lot of great music. With that, the music that you're writing, take the aspect of whatever he did in his personal has nothing to negate from the work, because God put us on this earth to be seen and to be a blessing and to, you know, to put forth his reasonings. He did his part with that music.
Yes.
He inspiring.
Yes.
So how would you want your music, I know your legacy, how do you want your work to inspire?
How I would want my work to inspire, it is, I can say, she's my friend on Facebook. Her name is Tammy. She's a model.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I wake up and I listen to Blessings every morning.
Wow. Oh.
And I always said, me being a singer, artist, if I can touch one soul, and I even made a promise, God, if I touch one soul, I know that I made it. Not necessarily saying I have to be on this big platform, but you let me know locally that I touched a person, so I know that I'm doing the right thing. Or even if I'm talking about a relationship, they will come to me and give me feedback. Girl, I like that. You know, I was experiencing the same thing. I would have never thought. And to be honest, take it or leave it, when I wrote that song, I was not experiencing any of those things.
Okay.
I'm happily in love and floating.
And you are.
Floating.
Hey,
and,
Mr. Anderson.
Yes. So it was like a friend of mine was telling me a story about a guy that she was dating. And she would take him on these lavish trips. Again, she would take him on these lavish trips, and he would make her feel beautiful, make her feel like she's the only woman in his world. And she said, when we get back home, he clock out and he get ghost.
Wow.
And that's how I end up writing the song, Take It or Leave It. I choose me.
Right.
She wasn't finished healing to say she chose her. It's me listening to her to elaborate to say, you don't need him to choose you because you chose you. And other people are going to see that light and that love in you. You don't need him. Because if you have to force him to love you, once he does, you're not going to want him anymore.
That's our heartbeat moment of the day. Like I usually have my guests give us a heartbeat, you know, because I feel like you said, it takes one heartbeat. Mm-hmm. Everybody has one heartbeat on this earth. If you're blessed, you get two. That means the second one. With that heartbeat, we were able to, you know, do what we're supposed to do. Be nice, be kind, yada, yada. For me, I feel like that was your heartbeat moment.
Thank you.
Like that like it really is. So we almost at that time. You know, again, you guys, we're Power Influence Radio. Y'all give a big shout out. Happy holidays to Power Influence Radio.
Thank you. Happy holidays, guys.
Right. Daily Faith Network. Y'all can catch me every second and fourth Thursday of the month. Remember, you can always go back on YouTube, Power Influence Radio. You can always go back to Facebook, Power Influence Radio, to catch the replay. However, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up one big, beautiful time for Fox-ish.
Thank you.
The
Thank you,
beautiful,
everybody.
talented. And I know we're going to have your social media. Go ahead and let them know where we can follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram, The Real Fox-ish. You can follow me on Facebook, Fox-ish. You can follow me on TikTok, Fox-ish. Twitter, Fox-ish. So if you don't see Fox-ish, it's going to be The Real Fox-ish. This is me, The Real Fox.
The Real Fox, and she is a fox. I love it. If you don't know why her name is Fox-ish, you really need to pay attention because it shows all on her. Look at these boots, though. I didn't want to mention that earlier. Them boots are so fire. Like, I need you to tell me where you got them from. But it was a pleasure, honestly, have you on the Just Being August show. I know you have a lot of things coming up.
Yes.
You want to give us a snippet?
Yes, I do have some things coming up. I will have a feature with Chris Brown. I have another feature with T-Rail that I'm really excited about.
Love him.
Yes, so I'm excited about that. And you will be seeing me in production. So I'm excited about that as well.
Wait a minute. Was I the first one that got that information?
You were.
Oh, y'all, listen. Go ahead and look, let me talking to the mic. Go ahead and tell them again so they can know where they heard it first from.
Yes, they heard it first from who?
Just Being August.
Yes, ma'am. That's Auntie.
Thank you.
So, yeah, she did get a Christmas gift today, and I surprised myself with a nice Christmas gift with my collab. So I'm very excited about that and to continue to keep moving forward. You guys will see me on the mainstream very soon. So I'm excited about that as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my honor, my pleasure to have Fox-ish. When she get her Grammy, I'm going to be in the background, y'all. Watching her grow. I've been watching her for years. And I'm proud. I'm very honored for you to be here on my couch.
Thank you.
Seriously. So thank you. Your flowers. Congratulations with all your collabs. I will continue listening. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Just Being August podcast show on the Power Influence Radio. And as always, I got to give my shout out and my love to the podcast doctor. Please always tune in to him. But remember, Just Being August, you can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, the Book Face, the TikTok, the Talker Tick, and the Instagram and the YouTube. Please continue to watch Just Being August on Power Influence Radio and the Daily Faith Network. You know what, y'all? Have a happy holiday and a happy new year. And we're out. Peace.